Now here I am in a beautiful location in Carmoyle House in County Limerick, and as Billy was just going to tell us there, Billy, just tell us a little bit about the background here.
Of William Smith O'Brien, and the importance of this is that James Stephens, who founded the IRB, he was involved with Young Irelanders,
yes,
and in Ballingarry, and I told you the British program,
yes,
did a program on it the other day, on anybody who wants to go into yesterday. It was on, and Williams. James Stephens, he walked 3,000 miles getting support to set up the IRB, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and the Fenian Brotherhood, the sister organisation. And he came here to Carmoyle. He was the landlord. He's one of those O'Briens of Thomond. And
right.
That's who he is. And he inherited this place from his wife.
Yes.
And that's the sort of start of it. But it's so, and that's the statue in O'Connell Street.
In O'Connell Street in Dublin.
And there you are, here you are, and now you can look around there and look at the beautiful view.
Oh, it's just absolutely incredible.
That it is.
My goodness. So William Smith O'Brien inherited this building from his late wife.
That's his late wife's home.
My goodness.
And he came out here. But this is what's so important, that James Stephens came here to get the support of William Smith O'Brien.
Yes.
And that's how they formed the IRB.
So the IRB was formed here. Well, as a matter of speaking, yes.
Yeah, part of it, yeah. And that's why, and when you go to Dublin, don't be just looking at them. Just look at the thing. That's William Smith O'Brien. And I have been to that parade in Dublin, and I asked those committees over the years to honour William Smith on St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
And this is what Americans should know, because the Fenian Brotherhood were founded on the same day, and we read it out of that book. If you want to read it again, you can read it again, John, but you read it about the founding in 16 Lombard Street.
Yes.
By James
in Dublin.
And John O'Mahony in Dohenys, and they were in Paris.
Yes.
They had to go to Paris when after Ballingarry, which was in Ballingarry in Tipperary, and after that William Smith O'Brien was arrested, and sure he was sent to Tasmania, and he was lucky he wasn't executed.
And did he return then?
He did.
He did. Yes.
He returned. He got But what could they do? I mean, the sovereignty comes from here.
Yes.
Britain doesn't have any sovereignty, and it's time all these things came out. I mean, look at this place. Just look at living here.
Yep.
And look that you drove in your coach and four in there.
Yes.
And you got out and they looked after you.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Billy. I could get used to this life.
Could you?
I could.
All right.
If I had somebody out to make my breakfast, and But
no,
Billy,
John, I think it's important. Look,
of
we put
course,
out the
look
effort
at what
to do it today.
But look at what we have. But Billy, we have to say thank you to you because of what you have. No. You have spent your life dedicated to this wonderful part of history, and as you say, so many of our politicians, first of all, don't know about it, don't understand it, and they don't want to know about it.
But you have to have sovereignty. That's our tricolour flag.
Yes.
The Irish and Fenian Republic, and they're all and they have to learn. If you don't, we're going to be thrown out of Europe. We cannot keep on. We don't want the Irish and Fenian Republican Brotherhood. We do not want another 100 years of mayhem. We've said it before today. Of savagery, brutality,
yes,
propaganda, lies, deception, and fraud. We have a sovereign government that can sit in the European Union or can open. On your passport, we showed you that.
That's right. Yes,
1 times.
Correct.
What it is, we showed it to Williams where it comes from and how it came, and we don't want to be lying to anybody. And those politicians are scandalous.
Yes.
And they must know the difference between the sovereign Republic of Ireland and our sovereignty. It's from God, and those monks and friars
that we visited there, the site in Askeep.
Showed all those. They had all that knowledge and information
yes.
to go to America and build their ships, and the sun ship, the moon ship, and all that, and time and everything else, latitude and longitude. And it was Henry VIII turned the British monarchy into a corporation. This is what he did. and a corporation couldn't care less about God or anybody else.
No.
They're only interested in money and profit, and making and enslaving the people with debt. And the more people, and the bigger the debt, and you think you're winning some, you win nothing.
You're not winning.
We go back to the sovereign. There's a place for it, all right. There's no question about it. But when IRB Sinn Féin founded on the 21st of January, the sovereign Dáil government, all those that were elected by the will and wish in the 1918s, that
yes.
we've been talking about all day, they gave their oath of allegiance to the sovereign Republic of Éire, the sovereign Dáil government, the sovereign Dáil courts, and the War of Independence as a defence force, and to be accountable to the sovereign people. They don't even take an oath today. It's a declaration, a Mickey Mouse declaration to get paid their salaries, their pensions, and their extra expenses.
Well, I'll tell you something. In the 21st century, the pay conditions and expenses that they are getting, the declaration is working mighty well for them.
It is indeed. No, but that's not correct what they're doing.
No, it's not.
And we're going to take
not at all.
And we're going to tell, and what goes back to the peace, reconciliation, and which Pope Pius XII, he founded in Rome.
Yes.
And it was through the sovereign Dáil government.
Correct.
He wouldn't accept the Free State government. And that was by, as we said today, T.J. Kiernan and Delia Murphy and Monsignor
who were responsible for saving thousands of war prisoners.
I mean, Monsignor Hugh
Flaherty.
They saved thousands and thousands
of lives. Well, if we go, it's like Jews and Christians and non-denominational.
British war, army,
right.
European, American, and all these.
Billy, thank you so much indeed, and we'll be talking to you again in the very near future, please God.
Well, and you're very welcome, John, and all those people, I hope, will look it up themselves and don't mind what I'm saying, go and find out the information yourself.
You've started a great conversation, so get on to billymaguire.com and we'll talk to you soon again. Gordon Mila Margaret August Sloan.